Hello, Padawans. It's been brought to my attention that I don't say nice things about conservatives often enough. Unsurprisingly, this has been brought to my attention by conservatives. I started with considering a top 5, and then I realized there's just too many things conservatives are good at, so I expanded it to the top 10, and now I'm at 13, and I'm like, I could keep going, but I only have 10 minutes and I've already used 33 seconds. So here's my top 13 in a little bit of order, but I'm just throwing these together, really. 13. This may be their best. I'm not sure whether it's best or just a method, but propaganda. They are incredible at propaganda. They convince the poorest people in our country to vote for them despite the fact that it's their policies that keep them poor. Wow! The 1930s Germans would have been so jealous of what the Republican Party does with propaganda. They were nowhere near this effective. Number 12, instability. Just look what Trump is doing. My gosh, all over the place. One day the market's going up because maybe I'm not going to put tariffs on everyone. Then the next day he's like, tariffs on everyone. Instability is something that every single conservative is good at because they don't know what the fuck they're doing. Number 11, recessions. Since 1928, we have had 1 depression and 11 recessions, and we're about to go into number 12, despite the best efforts of, well, no, they aren't putting any effort into avoiding it at all. Okay, so 11 recessions and 1 depression, and you know what they all have in common? Not one was caused by liberals. Not a single one of them. In fact, liberals tend to hand a really good economy off to conservatives, and then they destroy it because they have no fucking clue what they're doing, and they don't understand anything about economics. They don't even understand the difference between deficit and debt. And I forgot to put deficit and debt on this list. Imagine that. $36 trillion Republican national debt. And I forgot to put that on this list. There's just too many damn things. Segregation. Separating people from being able to get a good job, good housing. They're great at that. Think about it. They did it for a century. They did keep people together, when they were in chains, but they haven't done a very good job of getting along since then, have they? Anyway, segregation, that's what getting rid of DEI is all about. DEI is not affirmative action. It's a level playing field. Why would we want a level playing field when it goes so well for conservatives when there isn't one? Greed. I mean, think about it. What was their slogan in the 80s? Greed is good. Selfish behavior. Come on. They're really good at greed. Let's give everything to us and nothing to the plebes. Hate. Hate liberals. Hate LGBTQ. Hate people with pigment. Hate women. Is there anything they don't hate other than money and power? Come on. Hate, that's something conservatives are so good at, you gotta almost appreciate it. Almost. Number 7, income inequality. The top 150, 200 people have more than almost 50% of the population in this country. We have so much wealth in this country, we could all be living well. Instead, we have a high rate of poverty and a small ratio of extraordinarily wealthy individuals because conservatives have convinced everyone who follows them that you don't want to tax rich people because they're going to give you jobs. We'll revisit that in a moment. Job loss. Thought I was going to talk about job creation, didn't you? Since January of 1989, Republicans have held the White House for 16 years and About 3 months now. And in that time, they've created just over 2 million jobs. During the same span, Democrats have held the White House for 20 years and have created 52 million jobs. So no, they aren't good at creating jobs. But they are good at convincing people that Democrats don't. That's something, right? Tax cuts for everyone. That's number 5. No, it's not. Tax cuts for the wealthy. Yay! That's what we're talking about. Tax cuts for the wealthy. They are so good at that. That's what the $36 trillion Republican national debt is from. That's right. Tax cuts for the wealthy. Let's steal the money from future generations that nobody cares about and give it to the richest people in the world. Bam! Success. Number 4, discrimination. Is there anything conservatives are better at? Well, I have 3 things on my list I think they are. But discrimination against women, misogyny. Hey, that's on the 14 signs of fascism. Racism, that's obvious. Who didn't think about that one, right? Come on, LGBTQ? There's so many people they discriminate against. Foreigners, Islamophobia. Come on, they've been doing this for centuries. They're damn good at discrimination. Here's a secret one, number 3. Poverty. Is there anybody better at spreading poverty than conservatives? Think about it. 97 of the poorest 100 counties in this country, they're in red states. That's right, red states. Poverty. And yet they still vote for them. Boy, they're good at that propaganda thing we talked about at the beginning, aren't they? Hey, vote for us. You'll do better. No, you won't. But you can hate the same people we want you to hate. And then you'll think you're better. This one's going to make Germans from yesteryear very jealous. Fascism. Yes, fascism. They don't even know what fascism is. Fascism is a blending of corporations and government. That's right. Guess what? What do corporations care about most? I'll give you a hint. It isn't equality. It isn't freedom. It's profits. Do they care if you die for them to make a little more money? Nope. Ford Pinto, Tesla, there's a lot of examples of them not caring whether you live or die, so they can make a little more money. Blending of corporations and government is fascism, and that was the Holocaust, because it was very profitable. Yep, very profitable. Conservatives are great at fascism, and only conservatives, because there's no such thing as a fascist liberal. That's an oxymoron. Look it up. So what is the number 1 thing conservatives are good at least on my list today? And like I said, I didn't put a lot of effort into putting these in order. I just wrote a whole bunch of them down trying to figure out what conservatives are good at. Kind of shuffled them around to give it a decent list. No real effort. Fascism is probably number 1. But number 1 on my list is Christianity. The opposite, really. Anti-Christianity. Because Jesus Christ was a bleeding heart liberal. Every single thing in the New Testament was designed to make people care about each other more. Love your neighbor. Love your enemy. Share your wealth. Come on. Jesus was a bleeding heart liberal and an immigrant of color. If he came across the border today, what do you think conservatives would do to him? Would they crucify him? Would they put him on an airplane and send him to a concentration camp in El Salvador? They sure the hell wouldn't worship him. That's my list. Let me know in the comments what you think. And share this with a friend. Share it with a conservative friend. Make their day. Everybody wants to know things conservatives are good at, right?